You can order the front wheel hub assembly used in the video on CarParts.com via the link in the description. Turn your engine off and set the parking brake. Loosen the wheel lug nuts on the side of the wheel hub you want to replace. In order to change the wheel hub on your vehicle, you need to remove the wheel to loosen the nut at the end of the transmission. Lift the front of your vehicle. We strongly suggest watching our video on how to jack your Nissan Altima safely before carrying out this step. Place the vehicle on the jack stands. You can now remove the wheel. Don't forget to put the wheel under the vehicle. If your vehicle is equipped with aluminum rims, you will need to remove the wheel first before you can remove the central rim cover. Unfold the pin at the end of the transmission with pliers. Then remove it using a screwdriver. Remove the nut cover from the wheel hub.
Hey, it's Alex from CarParts.com. If you enjoy this video and want to support us, like, comment, and subscribe. Okay, back to work.
Put the wheel back in place. We recommend loosening the nut on the end of the transmission once the vehicle is on the ground. Use a breaker bar and a 32mm socket to unblock the nut on the end of the transmission. Once the nut at the end of the transmission is loose, rest your vehicle on the jack stands and remove the wheel again. In order to remove the wheel hub on this vehicle, you need to remove the disc and pad assembly. For more information, we recommend watching our video, How to Replace the Front Brake Discs and Brake Pads Nissan Altima. Once the disc has been removed, you need to disengage the strut foot from the wheel knuckle. Next, using a ratchet, a 21mm socket, and a 21mm wrench to prevent the bolt from rotating, unscrew the strut foot nuts. Then remove the bolts. You can use a plastic mallet. Unclip the ABS sensor cable from each side of the strut foot. Using a ratchet, an extender, and a 10mm socket, unscrew the ABS sensor's retaining bolt. Then, remove the sensor by jiggling it back and forth. You can use a screwdriver to help you. Finish unscrewing the nut on the end of the transmission. Separate the strut foot from the wheel knuckle. The strut foot is now free. Then, shift the wheel knuckle by disengaging it from the front CV axle. You now have access to the 4 bolts holding the wheel hub.
If you want to know which parts and tools we use in this video, just check the description and you'll find everything you need.
Using a ratchet, an extender, and a 17mm socket, unscrew the 4 bolts holding the wheel hub. Put the wheel knuckle back into the strut foot and secure it by inserting a retaining bolt. This will make cleaning easier for you and will prevent damage to the lower ball joint. You can now remove the wheel hub from its location with a hammer. Remove the brake backing plate if you want to reuse it on the new assembly. You can also replace it with a new one. Clean the inside of the hub with fine sandpaper and a wire brush. You can order the wheel hub assembly used in the video on CarParts.com through the link in the description. Install the brake backing plate on the wheel knuckle. Next, put the wheel hub in position. While holding the assembly, screw the retaining bolts back in by hand. We advise you to install new screws, as they are single-use elongation screws. Before you finish tightening the wheel hub, reinsert the ABS sensor into its slot and screw it back in. Finish tightening using a torque wrench. For optimal installation of the part, it is necessary to screw in the part crosswise, screwing in the bolts one by one until they make contact using the ratchet. Finalizing the tightening crosswise and with a torque wrench. You can now remove the retaining bolt and free the wheel knuckle from the strut foot. Fully reinsert the CV axle into the wheel hub assembly. Once in place, insert the wheel knuckle into the strut foot. Replace the bolts. Screw the strut foot nuts back on until they make contact, using a ratchet, a 21mm socket, and a 21mm wrench to prevent the bolt from rotating. Finish tightening using a torque wrench. Replace the ABS sensor cable in its slots. Roughly put the hub nut back in place. Screw it in until it makes contact using the ratchet. Next, blocking the hub rotation with a crowbar, finish tightening the hub nut using a torque wrench and a 32mm socket.
For great content, our best price, and fast shipping, download the CarParts.com app now.
Now put the brake system back in place. To do this, we recommend watching our video, How to Replace the Front Brake Discs and Brake Pads Nissan Altima. Put the cover back on the nut. Take the cotter pin and fit it. Use a screwdriver to bend the cotter pin. Then you will be able to put the wheels back on your vehicle. Put the car back on the ground and block the wheels properly. Operation complete.
Quality parts, priced right.